So we've talked about wrecks up in the Arctic. We've looked in the Gulf of Mexico. This is one we've been working on with the Geological Survey of Canada in the Great Lakes, in Lake Erie. It's a perfectly preserved schooner from the 1840s. The amazing thing about the freshwater of the Great Lakes is that they preserve things so well. You get a wooden ship like this where you've got the bowsprit still there, you've got the billet head, which replaces a figurehead. You've got the deck intact. You've got the anchors with their wooden stocks still hanging here. The masts are still stepped. There's the fife rail where the pumps would have been rigged. The boom, everything just lightly covered and dusted with silt all the way back to the stern and the davits that the lifeboat would have hung from, sitting there like a veritable time capsule. And that's the exciting thing about working in the lakes.
Now, is this the rigging that's still showing? Now, is that wire or rope?
It's rope, and it's still hanging there, flapping in the undersea breeze.
Rope that's lasted all those years.
Yeah, like I said, this type of site is perfect because the cold, fresh water keeps everything. Mm-hmm. There are some of these wrecks that actually have skeletal remains, and in some cases, even as far back as about 1900, fleshed bodies with clothing.
Amazing.
Right back aft here, we found that the hull is starting to silt in a bit. Mm-hmm. There's a fair amount of action even on the bottom. The silt moves around. Of course, it's dumping in the ship, but it also is scouring here at the bow. It's an amazing thing. These ships form a dynamic environment on the bottom, and the ocean scientists that we work with are fascinated with this because they move from, of course, being a shipwreck to being an artificial reef.
Right.
Of course, this is a fairly lifeless site, except for one thing, and that's the zebra mussels, which are moving into the lakes and are already starting to encrust this ship. It's said that within the next few years, anything within standard diving depth is going to be completely obscured by the zebra mussel. It's happened in the lakes further east, and they're moving all the way out towards the west.
Almost 2 feet thick, I understand, in some wrecks.
Absolutely, just completely obscuring them and destroying a lot of the appeal for the average recreational diver. So I think we archaeologists and shipwreck hunters have a real obligation to find some of these, to photograph them, to map them, and maybe even pull a few of these up and preserve them.
Get there quick.
Absolutely.